I'm a superhero now.
This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com. Well, you probably thought we were joking, but welcome back. I guess this would be, the first episode of Way Before the Bat?
I like before the bat.
before the bat.
Yeah.
I actually think Before the Bat is still good because this is clearly the same universe.
I know, but even before the bat, welcome to Way Before the Bat, the Alfred Pennyworth Podcast. I am Phil. Joining me is number one DC Superman fan, Mister in Ohio.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Tyler.
And coming from Jersey, that ham-bone actor himself,
Charlie the Professor Esser. Look at my call sign on the bottom of my screen.
I know.
I don't even have a real name. I have a fake name. We're using our made-up names, I thought.
I where's mine, Phil? Am I like Jean Grey? I don't get one. I just
You
get a name.
your account. You could have made it.
You had to make that choice yourself.
Hey, I'm still learning. This is my first time using this new thing. So
okay, well, yeah. When they ask you what's your name, you got to Doctor Strange. We're using our made-up names now.
The Eradicator.
The Man of the Bats.
Man of the Bats.
The Eradicator. Or I'll just be Father to Solo.
Nice.
Oh, there we go. Solo's father. That's good. That would be so many followers.
We're actually recording this as Pennyworth is on the air.
Yes.
Yeah. It is interesting that it's airing right now, but if you did any kind of streaming service with Epix, you could watch it early.
Yeah, you got 1, 2, and 3.
It was on Amazon Prime. I think they said you could go right to the Epix website and subscribe for, if you subscribe, you get a free
$5.99 a month.
But you watch the first 3 episodes. But right now, we're going to talk about the first episode because I haven't watched the other 2 yet.
Which was such a great episode.
Maybe we'll do them one by one, episode 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
First of all, one thing I've noticed, when this show was announced, it's weird it's on Epix, right? The other thing is it's by Warner Horizon, which the other show they produce is Krypton. So I don't exactly know what Warner Horizon is. What their goal is.
They're trying to make their own DCEU.
But I mean, those are the only 2 shows being produced by them. So
and for what it's worth, I think they're probably some of the best shows DC's putting out.
I think it would maximize their exposure more if I know this show probably doesn't fit under the sci-fi banner, but if they could have Krypton and Pennyworth somehow on the same platform or channel.
Yeah, it's just weird that it's on Epix.
Well, I mean,
I just wonder. I wonder if they. I mean, I really never heard of Epix before this. I wonder if they were begging them for a show to, draw some attention.
Epix has slowly been carving out.
It wasn't a thing. I had just never heard of it personally.
I know. They actually had a Marvel line at one point. I think they did.
I just know Epix it's been around for a while, but it's slowly gained popularity. And I think this is kind of that show to kind of jump it into mainstream.
Epix, because I used to have Epix in one of my cable packages, and what was that pirate? They had a pirates show that was really good.
That was Star's Encore.
Yeah, and
the Black Sails.
I think it was Black Sails. Yeah, they've had their shows, but they are trying to get their niche, and honestly, I think Pennyworth could be their in. And unfortunately for them, they're kind of in the middle of the Disney Plus wars right now with HBO Max, and I don't know who owns Epix. I think it is Time Warner who owns Epix, but it is in that.
If it is, that would make sense.
But if it,
it usually gets bound to HBO.
Okay, because I was going to say they're not offering it on DC Universe, but maybe they're saving it for HBO Max if they put it anywhere like that.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that Epix is, I think, as is always the case with DC, they have got like 6 different pies that they want to stick their fingers in.
Yeah.
I love you, DC. You gotta pick a platform. You gotta pick a way to go forward. You gotta say, here's where we are, guys, so come join us.
Because that's the thing. Once Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. goes off the air, everything Marvel's either going to be on Disney Plus or Hulu, right?
Well, yeah.
What about Freeform? What about the stuff on Freeform?
Oh, yeah. Cloak and Dagger. Yeah.
Well, the point is that with first off, with Marvel, even if you don't see it in first run, you're going to get it in second run.
Charlie, Big Bad Brad's back. He said Epix is owned by MGM.
Oh, well, thank you, Big Bad Brad. MGM, fun fact, is actually owned by Lilith's best friend,
Time Warner?
Tom Cruise. No, Tom Cruise.
But, was it MGM was acquired by...
So is this a property of Scientology?
Wasn't MGM acquired by Warner
There
Brothers?
are several big-name actors who bought what was left of MGM. Tom Cruise is one of them. So yes, you can argue it is a property of Scientology as much as anything is the property of the Roman Catholic Church. It is. Tom Cruise owns it. He gives a lot to the church. It's like, it is what it is. But yes, Big Bad Brad, you changed your profile pic. That I didn't recognize you at first because you changed your profile pic. This is like a much more close-up picture today.
He said always.
I keep track of these things. I like that fan interaction, Philip.
I know.
I gotta be there for our fans.
All right, enough of the background stuff. Let's get to the story. Like, I enjoyed this. I mean, I don't know. It's just me. I never hold out like high hopes for like prequels, but like I really enjoyed this. And I don't know if it's just because like, except for like the mention of of course, Alfred Pennyworth and Thomas Wayne, we really didn't get a lot of DC. They weren't trying to like rub their DC-ness in our face.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Philip?
What?
You don't? And I'm forgetting her name now, but you don't think that's like Frodo Harley Quinn, the lady who is the?
It would have to be like Harley's mother or grandmother or something.
Well, sure, but I actually personally feel that is Daisy before she married Onslow. For my Keeping Up Appearances fans out there, that is who she is to me. This was a mind-blowing show. Just the fact that this is a 1960s English empire in which stocks are still a thing.
Wait. If you pay attention, there's never a date given.
That is true.
Just like in Gotham. I told Jania, because it is produced and developed by Bruno Heller, who did Gotham. And just like you said, it very much feels like this could be the Alfred of Gotham. I said,
that is true.
I was like, let's pay attention. There is no date given. And then he has a bag phone that he calls, so they're going to kind of play around, I think, a little bit with that espionage, James Bondish angle, but it's kind of that like Gotham was never given an actual.
I'm going to give you one better. The queen we see is Elizabeth.
Yeah, she's been around for 100 years.
Well, she has been, but
she was younger.
We actually don't get her called out as Queen Elizabeth.
Yes.
We get her called out as the queen, and Pennyworth says he was shooting people for the queen, but she wouldn't have been the queen when he was shooting people. So it's like they play around with it a lot. And when they mention there are other members of the royal family, I believe that's Philip that they're talking about, who is the fascist sympathizer who married the stewardess, because
that royal family
royalty. Am I right? There's a reason we got rid of those guys. Just saying.
Queen Elizabeth
American podcast. Sorry, Commonwealth folks.
Let's say she's listed as Queen Elizabeth II.
Oh, she is listed as Queen Elizabeth II.
Yeah.
Was that IMDb or is that on the show?
I'm cross-referencing things now.
Yeah.
So
I mean, well, when did she become queen? Because
She became queen. The coronation, I want to say, was actually 19. I want to say it was actually 1958.
okay, so 60s would work.
Yeah, with 60s would work. I mean, it's definitely look thematically, it's very 60s. It is very 60s Batman. If you look at the thugs, they are very 60s thugs.
Oh yeah, straight up. But I'm saying just like in the vein of Batman the animated series had that blend of being set in the 30s, but at modern time at this. I feel like with Gotham, like they're playing with certain things.
I think they
give
did it on purpose, so that it doesn't age and
Although to be fair, the bag phone actually is something that existed since the 1940s.
Yeah.
That was something that was a field telephone, and they were basically just a fancy radio device.
And I mean, this is this was the first episode, so they could go this way later. But I'm just so glad that they weren't like, oh, this mysterious group is run by Bane's father or Penguin's father.
I just feel like maybe they'll try to keep things away.
I hope.
Yeah.
I would be okay if there's not like Alfred straight up meets, but like the Raven Society or whatever is actually part of a larger society controlled by Ra's al Ghul.
Well, and let's not forget you get two societies. You get the Raven Society and the No Name Society.
Yeah.
So you get the fascists and the socialists.
I mean, Roz would be the one who'd really make sense because he's immortal.
Yeah, exactly. He's immortal, but just the way he works with things.
I don't know. I'm hoping Lionel Luthor shows up somewhere. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. Let's get Lionel Luthor in here. But the reality, and also most interesting, is Thomas Wayne isn't president of Wayne Industries.
He never was. Thomas never took care of the family company. That was always the biggest thing. Was like he was always the Wayne, but like he.
But he became a doctor, so that's why it surprised me that he was just like said he's like working for the government or whatever because
he's a doctor of accounting. Yeah, he's a forensic accountant.
Yeah, he's fixing.
I'm just waiting for something to be like. I mean, it'd be really easy to just be like he took time after medical school, or his father wants him to be a doctor, but he quit medical school because he wanted to do this. I mean, we're in the pilot. You know what I'm saying?
Well, do we actually know that Thomas Wayne was a medical doctor? All I know is that he's Dr. Thomas Wayne.
There's stories of him performing surgery and stuff. Yeah.
You don't have to be a doctor to perform surgery.
Well, he was in a hospital, and they were letting him perform surgery. So that's
why you have in the stories about how him and Leslie Tompkins were supposed to be friends. Okay. But that's once again, if we're dealing with this as being pre-Gotham, though, so as of right now, it works for me. Like this is part of the Gotham head canon.
And let me just say this: they so beautifully threaded the needle with the Alfred origin in this. He is special forces. His dad is a butler. Good work for a man. You should be a butler. You could be a butler by the time you're 40, which is good work. Don't besmirch it. And apparently, through Esme, I think we're going to get the actor's storyline in this too. So we're going to get the entire panoply of Alfreds condensed in this, and that's like my most exciting point of this. It's like, wow, they did not shirk anything.
We're gonna get at least one more DC character because you know what the title of episode 3 is?
What is episode 3?
Martha Kane.
Oh my!
Bruce's mother.
Yeah, I know. Thomas.
So I wonder if one of the plots of this is like Thomas and Martha's love story and meeting, falling in love. Maybe we'll get the marriage.
I want to know what happens to Esme. I don't care about Tom and Martha, quite frankly.
You know it's going to end tragically with him and Esme.
Oh yeah, he's either going to die or he's going to leave her.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't want them. I do not want to see Esme in the fridge. I'm just saying that right now.
I want to
put Esme in the fridge. I'm walking away.
Hold on. I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna want this show to end. You guys keep talking.
Either one's gonna leave the other one, or she's gonna betray him. Something, but yeah, he's not gonna.
Well, she already left him once, so maybe we're just like, ladies can't be trusted.
I mean, they could be together for the majority of the series, but at the end of the series, we're gonna have to.
Yeah, I know.
That's what I don't like about prequels, because you're like, okay, well, I know what the end point's gonna be, so.
But you know what my favorite part of this is? Well, Phil, you know what my favorite part of this is, right?
What?
You know who we met in the first episode, right?
Who? We met a few people.
We've met Van's mom. We've met Van Wayne's mom, Pat Wayne. It all fits together. Tom has a brother, or Tom has a sister.
Thomas, yeah.
Tom may have like 6 or 7 brothers or sisters. The Waynes didn't have one kid. And to me, that's all I care about is like, there's cousins. There's
whose mom?
Van Wayne from Powerless.
Oh, okay.
Always Powerless.
Now I see where you're going.
Best thing DC ever made. Up there with Superman 3.
Where's Lilith? Where's Lilith to slap you around?
Should have done this show at 8, Phil. I'm just saying. She said, I can do 8. You said, well, I need to do 9. It's like, well, then you got to deal with Charlie by yourself.
She was getting ready on her with her hot date.
All right, Phil.
Yeah, well,
I got to ask you something real quick. Is it canon, or was it just like a one-off story that Alfred's father's name was Jarvis?
I don't know how many times they mentioned it, but I thought it was canon. But
see, because I thought that's what the J stood for in his name too. Like Alfred J. Pennyworth was for Jarvis.
It's possible.
So
that is a butlery name.
I was gonna say, basically, if you name your kid Jarvis, you know what they're gonna be.
A super powerful AI. Times change, Phil. Get with the
I guess.
No, I mean, it's entirely possible that I actually do think that in friend of the throne, Brian Cronin did make mention of this in the past. So
this is how I want the show to end. Right here. This
what is that?
The last shot of the show to be this right here, where he shows up and meets Bruce Wayne for the first time and says, "I'm your butler."
Well, there you go.
Well, that would mean we'd have to have the birth of Bruce Wayne before this series ended.
Yeah, that's going to be a while. And it also means that since this is clearly in the Gothic universe, we've got to age up for. Dang it, they're X-Menning us again. You know, if you're going to have the young guy be the old guy, you gotta plan ahead. Okay, you gotta plan ahead. And not for nothing, Bruce Wayne doesn't get born until like really 2012? Maybe 20, maybe
there's
20,
no time, Charlie. Remember, there's no time.
Well, I'm just talking about specific time from what we've seen. You know,
we're
going to try this to the Gotham.
It doesn't matter. I'll give you 2 words: Doctor and Manhattan.
But
introduce them, man.
Gotham.
Introduce the big blue dong into the city.
We've already said
it's a medical term, Philip.
We don't know when Gotham took place. They never gave us a date or anything for Gotham's time frame.
This is true.
So I mean, there's flip phones, but there's rotary phones. There was 2 TVs. There was no talk of the internet. There was no smartphones.
There's a Watchmen series coming that could tie it all together.
Well, there you go. And hopefully DC's that forward thinking. That's what we hope for DC. We really hope DC has a plan. But even I'm not a DC fan.
Charlie, I'm going to tell you 3 letters.
Plan.
I'm going to tell you 3 letters that have screwed up DC in the past 2 years.
Okay.
They're the following letters: A, T, and T.
Oh, AT&T just bought them.
I thought you were going to say BMB.
No, if you listen to a lot of the creators and stuff talk, as soon as that merger started happening, a lot of things got changed that were in production. A lot of stipulations were put on their series, on their films, and things started changing for Warner Brothers.
Yeah.
Too many
Company.
suits. You need one hand on the rudder. You need to install
But-
a little hellfire in her puppet regime of us.
But that's my point. Is that is AT&T the demon in the story, or are they connecting everything?
They're the pause. They're the pause of we don't want this or we want this.
Well, or are they saying, "What's your Bible"? Are they like me here as not a DC fan, but just as a random fan saying, "What are you doing with all this? You're all over the place, DC. Let's have one canon. Let's have one Bible.
No, they're not going to do. Let's have one canon, because they make too much money off. Oh, here's this Batman. Here's this Batman. Here's this Batman, and then you're all chasing it. But I mean, just think about Gotham for a second. When that show was announced and when it was created, it was supposed to be one thing.
Jim Gordon.
Okay.
And then it completely changed. Krypton, when it was announced and when the pilot was filmed, it was supposed to be one thing.
What is announced?
And then they stopped. I'm going to go you one
deeper on this, Marvel. I was just watching. Sorry, not Marvel. Tyler, I'm going to go you one deeper on this. I was just watching Comic Drake, and he was discussing the sales of the Thor series when Jane Foster was Thor, and his basic point is that at that point in history, of the top 20 books, they were either Batman family or Spider-Man family. That literally no books were in the top 20 that were not in some way related to Spider-Man,
or Batman,
who is Marvel's main character, or DC, or Batman, who is DC's main character. So you have this basic idea, like, look, Marvel has Spider-Man, DC has Batman, Superman's in there. So Superman is like the Fantastic Four of the DC universe. They love him. They want to make him part of everything. But let's be honest, Batman is paying the bills, just like Spider-Man is paying the bills over at Marvel. Nothing. I know you're the biggest Superman fan, but I'm just saying.
No, you're right. I mean, DC definitely has. There's more behind Batman than that's true. But I'm just saying, when it comes to their shows and stuff, I'm curious about how the television rights work for Batman, because we know for a while like it was all tied up in Fox, but now that the Fox, acquisition or Disney's acquisition of Fox, like, what does that do?
Right now, Marvel just owns 66 Batman. Which arguably is why, if nothing else, they're trying to make their own remake of 66 Batman. And like I said, to me...
Who's making a remake of 66 Batman?
DC, Alfred. Alfred is grim and gritty, which is a phrase that actually first gets coined associated with Batman from 66 Batman. This is 66 Batman. This is you look at the way the Lord is dressed with the furs and the the crazy hench people.
It's like saying that Batman and Robin is 66 Batman. It's not 66 Batman.
Yeah, that's
all
for 66.
Well, okay, let me give you this.
This show is not 66 Batman. The apple juice is at full saturation.
No. Let me say this: 66 Batman is the comic book version of this DC universe. So it is a DC universe that is filled with outlandish heroes and villains. It is meant to be outlandish. Like I said, when you watch this show and you see people in stocks, people in cages being picked at by Raven, that was not a thing in the 1960s.
Right. And that's what it. That goes back to, like we said, with the same people who developed Gotham. It's that blending of error and time. And I mean, just like there's elements in Gotham that was 66-esque.
Well, yeah, but this is like 1866-esque. This is a universe with an absolute monarchy where the queen literally is the Queen of England.
But we have a prime minister.
We do, but what's his power?
But I'm saying they called him out, and he was right there at the end next to the queen. He's the one that was doing drugs and was setting up Jason Fleming's character as, he's the one that imprisoned him.
And can I talk for a minute about the diversity in this cast? Which is, again, one of these things that says this is not 60s England, is that it's a diverse cast. We have members of other parts of the Commonwealth who are full citizens and respected members of citizenry in English culture. Trust me, there was not a Detective Aziz in Scotland Yard in 1960.
Right. And I mean, that's what I like about this, and what I liked about Gotham is just we're kind of playing with time, we're playing with things to make it more interesting. We don't need to be so grounded,
Well, yeah.
And like, I know that a lot of people have already compared that this show's going to be kind of Alfred James Bondish. And I will say the one thing that kind of disappointed me about this episode was I kind of wanted it to end where the Queen is out offering him a job.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's like basically sets up like, I need you to lead a special mission or something. But it ends on a very interesting note.
Did anyone else think that came way early, that she was already giving him a medal at the end of the first episode?
Let me explain.
There's a couple jumps. Like, I told Jania that I felt like, man, I would have liked to seen
end of season
of Alfred going to his friends like, hey guys, I need your help with something.
Yeah.
But here's what and this is brilliant. I don't know what Amazon has a deal with Epics in this storyline, because Amazon's got 2 and 3 up too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to give my credit card to anybody else but Amazon right now.
Well, I don't know.
I get to watch these for free.
I don't know if the first 3 episodes are like some kind of like free package deal, because I know even DirecTV's they're giving us free Epics until like the middle of August or something. So
yeah,
I have Epics through work, and I just use the Epics app, and it has the 3 episodes on there.
Yeah,
and I didn't even realize until after I watched the first one when it started to play the second one, and I was like, wait, I thought they were just previewing the pilot. So.
Well, I will say this, because I watched the pilot this morning, that 2 and 3 weren't there until later this afternoon. So right now I've got 2 and 3. And here's what I'm going to say is, clearly there is a larger story, but they wanted with number 1 to tell a completely encapsulated story.
Yes.
They didn't want you to be sitting there, oh man, they left me hanging, now I have to go buy Epics. They wanted you to say, hey, here's a completely good story.
Yeah.
And you get the full story. And yeah, he gets the medal at the end, but at the same time, here's a medal. Keep your mouth shut, you schmuck.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I do appreciate that. There was like a fully encapsulated story. It's like, okay, this is what the show's going to be if you want to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
It's also, it kind of reminds me a little bit of like, they shot it like, all right, well, if this doesn't get picked up, kind of, we have this kind of one-off made-for-TV movie.
Mm-hmm.
Event, kind of like Lois and Clark. If you go back and look at the production and value and everything like that, the pilot episode is shot as a made-for-TV movie.
Well, yeah, and not for nothing, that is actually the normal way, is that when you have these kind of shows, you shoot the pilot, unless it's a backdoor pilot as part of a larger series, you shoot it very closed-ended.
But yeah, I mean,
so by the end of it, you go, oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like I say, at the end of the second Incredible Hulk arc, because the Incredible Hulk went as like 4 made-for-TV movies, and by the end of the second one, they really end it like, this is the end of the series. The Hulk's been cured. We don't need to do anything else. And likewise, I think they're doing with Alfred here. It's like, here's the first story. Now, we're going to do more stories, but if you want to walk away now, we're not going to judge you.
Yeah.
But we all know there's more coming.
I wonder if episode 2 and 3 are going to be like this, or if they're going to get more like,
I think they're going to kick off more of like a bigger story. And it's going to be that.
Have either of you guys seen any of episode 2 yet?
No, I didn't want to watch anymore so that I could kind of keep clear of any thought.
Well, I'm not that kind of guy. I started watching episode 2 as soon as I realized I had it, which was like 5 minutes ago. And so I did watch about 20 minutes of it, and it is really interesting. My big prediction, there's a guy named Jason who's like a pretty evil jerk. I think he's going to be Etrigan. You say that now, Philip. But tell me, what about first off?
It depends. It depends if they want to go supernatural. What if they want to keep this show grounded? I don't see.
Well, here's what I'll tell you, Philip. They've already introduced the ravens.
Yeah.
And the symbol of the ravens relates to the idea that England will never fall so long as the ravens never leave the Tower of London.
Mm-hmm.
And they take this to the extent that they have ravens pecking at human beings' eyeballs in cages in the first episode.
Science, bro.
Science, yeah, that's pure science. Ravens eating people makes England great again. That is the theme.
I can buy trained killer birds more than an immortal knight with a demon inside him.
I don't know
for grounded.
But I think we have a lot of UK in this.
I don't need a lot of for this series. I don't need a lot of ties to Batman, to Gotham. I would be completely happy with Martha and Thomas popping up maybe like a couple of times. Like if they're in this, let's say this season, and then next season they're completely gone. I'm okay with that because I like the idea of let's just learn about Alfred instead of making it seem like the universe is smaller. So this is Alfred. So, and like, I like the idea, like I was pointing out in Batman Earth 1, where Thomas calls Alfred in to help him run security. And then when Thomas is murdered, he takes over as the guise of the butler.
That's why I was surprised. That's why I was surprised when he turned down Thomas's job offer, because I was like, okay, I would have been fine with him not being here every episode, Thomas Wayne. But I was like, oh, is this how they're gonna have Thomas Wayne here? Is Alfred's gonna work for him every episode or whatever?
And since Lilith isn't here, let me just say, oh, my sweet summer child.
I know.
It's just the start, So I mean,
yeah, exactly.
And I think I saw Thomas is supposed to be Martha's in like 8 episodes. And so maybe Thomas is in all of them.
How many episodes is the first season?
10.
10? Okay.
So, and I'm fine if Thomas is in, like I said, the first season, and that's how we see their growth, their bonding, their friendship, and then Alfred season 2 or Pennyworth season 2 has nothing.
Yeah, I guarantee you.
That's where we branch out, and we're like, okay, now we're going to leave a little bit of the Batman world behind, and go more on this other quest.
Mm-hmm.
So.
If you may remember from earlier in this podcast where I said Batman is DC, Spider-Man is Marvel.
Yeah.
These are the brands that they live by. No, they're like I said, they wanted to do a story about, hey, what if rough and tumble Commissioner Gordon was just a cop coming up the ranks? They said, nope, it's about Bruce Wayne.
So
I just think
I
think they just lost faith. They were just, they're just like,
yeah.
oh, we'd have Bruce Wayne in here. We get it. We're gonna fail.
What's our next
form of Batman?
What's our next spinoff, guys?
Yeah, well, but that's the thing.
Non-Batman show.
Look, not to be rude to DC, but they are not experimental. They are not going to do the story. They're not going to do the story of, hey, because they don't have to. Trust me, if Marvel had Spider-Man from day one, we would never have known who Iron Man was.
I just wonder if eventually, we're going to marry the Waynes off, and eventually are they going to be like promoting, oh, you're going to see the birth of Batman, the actual birth of Batman.
Absolutely. You're going to get, and then you're going to introduce that there was actually a sinister twin. That's... What was there was another Wayne, wasn't there, who got like hit in the head and stuff and is crazy and evil and stuff?
They're gonna allude to Lincoln March.
I was gonna say, how long till we get the Court of Owls? Yeah,
you're gonna get. That's the thing. You're gonna get right now. We're in England, and England is safe. But
We'll see what we get.
you can't imagine the Waynes not rubbing their Wayne all over everything. Okay. They're American capitalists. They're in this country. They're like, yeah, let's just rub some Wayne on this. Yeah, there we go. Right now they're just, oh yes, well, we have the Ravens, we have the fascists, and we have the socialists, and they're over there. So long as they don't make too much trouble, we're all very British about it. And then here comes Thomas Wayne saying, hey, let's make some trouble. And everyone's like, oh, you Americans making trouble about how we're a corrupt, dying state. We're trying to be a dying empire here. And, but, the Waynes won't have any of that. Especially since he's a hat man. Puts on the hat as he says he's not a hat man. And he knows, I'm breaking the fourth wall myself, aren't I? Yeah, that's, I love Bruce Wayne as a forensic accountant. Thomas Wayne as a forensic accountant, because it is so beautiful for who the character is and for who his son eventually becomes. I think making him a spy is kind of bad. I'd rather that he's just, I'm part of the Wayne family enterprises, and I do the numbers because, not on Thursday. That's time for Wapner. But, I like that as a character.
Where's my stapler?
Exactly. I like that. And it feeds into where Batman comes from. When we meet, Martha Kane, who's just a crazy lady. Probably the daughter of this lady we've already met. Not for now.
You think so?
Oh, she just wants to dance. I just want to dance with you. Like I said, that
was weird. Her dancing.
If you are a friend, if you are a fan of Keeping Up Appearances, that is Daisy pre-Onslow when she had her wild times. And,
But
this is what she did before she met Onslow.
But just the minute Esme escaped and came into that dining room and started screaming, I've been taken captive. I knew. I'm like, they're in on it. Just keep running.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Again, this is this American view of excessive English stereotypical behavior.
Yeah.
It's like, oh goodness, we don't wish to cause a fuss about this whole thing. If there are people being captive, we don't know anything about it.
Lock her back up. It's all proper.
India, never heard of the place. Is that a country? I don't know. We're moving on. Moving right along.
And I think one of my favorites was when Alfred's father was all prim and proper until he got held hostage and he starts kicking the guy.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, Pennyworths are freaking hooligans. They're copying, and not for nothing. It's like, oh well, this is and his father says to him, "No one's his own man. Mm-hmm. Don't act like I'm going to be my own man. This ain't America. This is England, where we still have people in stocks."
Oh, yeah.
The universe you're living in. Don't act like we don't live in a dystopia.
We got people.
Okay, Alfred. Don't act like you don't live in a dystopia. But you do. Okay? And yes. But yeah, as soon as they get the moment, they're like, no, man, what you thought, it's like, you're going to come to my house? You're going to play? No, man. I may be a butler, but dude, we've been kicking butt since before. So, yeah, you come in here, I'm going to kick your butt. And this, for what it's worth, emphasizes the fact that people who kill for a living do long to iron rich men's underwear. Because that is the line. It's like, okay, I've killed many people.
Yeah.
Man, no, iron your underwear, sir.
That's true.
So that I may continue to kill people for you.
That's true, because Alfred's father could have been in the military. Because Alfred was, and look at a kick-ass bouncer he was.
Well, exactly.
I'm waiting to see more of just kind of get introduced.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I really feel like maybe a lot of this was just kind of testing. Like, oh, we'll make this as a like a TV movie, and then if it gets picked up, if whatever, we'll develop more.
I was waiting for it to be revealed that Alfred's father actually was the butler of Lord Harwood.
Oh,
I was
That'd
waiting
been cool.
I was waiting for
Maybe
and
maybe there'll be a twist or something like that later on, like one of the person he buttles.
Yeah, I think they missed it. But he might be he may be buttling for the Instock guy, or whoever is the head of. Because in the second episode we see that Harwood isn't really the head of the Raven.
Wait.
Wow,
Second episode. This is the pilot, man. Me and Phil.
sorry.
spoiler alert!
Let me spoil
Spoiler
some other
alert!
stuff for you, Charlie.
Okay, I
what you want,
apologize.
haven't
Just
seen
delete that later.
Spoilers.
No one is here right now. It says so on the side of my thing. You guys can delete
Well,
that.
me
later.
and Tyler are here,
What? I haven't watched those yet.
and this one's a podcast.
I want to try and
Okay.
watch it.
I was gonna have some.
This
Fine.
fancy rich man down there has already seen episode 2. I'm not a fancy man, I know.
I know. Well, Tyler has epics. He could watch it too. Don't give me.
Yeah,
I know.
I can. I just chose not to. We could talk
But
about the pilot.
for what it's worth, they show Harwood in prison at the end of episode 1.
Yeah.
So it is clear that he is locked up and he is being tortured and all that stuff. Because these aren't nice people. Fascism, monarchy, socialism, these, and the extreme, as I always say, it isn't the socialism, it isn't the capitalism, it's the democracy. A democratic socialist is just as fine as a democratic capitalist. But the point is that you have some respect for the will of the people. If you deny the will of the people, that's where things fall
Dad,
apart.
where's the sponge?
What? Don't sponge wash the berries. Just rinse them with water.
Not the berries. The.
Just give me a minute till the show is over. And I'll
Have the butler
wash
do
your
them.
berries. I don't have a butler. I spend it all on TV shows. I bought blueberries and I haven't washed them yet.
How dare you?
The dishwasher soap. I'll do dishes for you.
I will do dishes later. Just let it be. We have dishes in the sink. I haven't washed them yet. We did take out today.
Oh, you didn't wash the dishes, eh?
Yes. Well, no. You know what, Philip?
Right.
Let's not go there.
Threaten me, eh?
Anyway, moving right along. So anyway, yeah.
I liked it.
So at the end of the episode, Harwood is taking prison. So there we go.
I liked it. I look forward to seeing more. Like I said, I'm okay if they don't beat me over the head with Batman stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
I like the idea if we're gonna do this, but I mean, we do live in a time where everybody wants Batman properties, but they don't give us Batman.
Yeah, like we're Batwoman and yeah.
There was interesting, one of the many things I've been watching online and YouTube and whatnot, and it is this idea that the idea of Batman being this ancient, and this might have already been, you guys might know this already, but the idea of Batman being this ancient archetypical character is actually a plant by the Joker because it feeds into Bruce Wayne's vanity. The idea that, no, it's just the Joker just made up this whole story about the white man throughout all of Gotham history because it feeds into Batman's ego that, yes, I am the Batman and I am destined to fight the pale man in this final conflict of Rock'em Sock'em robots. I don't know if that's actually canon to the DC universe, but I love the idea of either that there is an epic story between the two forces, or that the Joker as a complete total troll. It just trolled Bruce Wayne into thinking that, you're the chosen one, Bruce. Come fight me.
I mean, the Joker is in love with the idea of Batman. He's even told him, he's like, I don't care who you are under that mask. He's like, this is the real you.
Well, exactly. It's like the Joker is a character of archetypes.
Mm-hmm.
He wants to be a part of that collective unconscious in whatever form he takes of the three Jokers that exist.
You guys like my bowl?
Oh, you washed your bowl? Very good.
Well, there's still some chocolate smell in it.
Well, you should wash it a little better. The sponges are in the sink. There are sponges in the sink, and there's sponges right by the sink if you need to get a new sponge. Teaching my children to wash dishes.
Breaking news.
See, Tyler, you guys have young kids. You don't even know what this world is like. You're still in the halcyon salad days of being a dad. Trust me, it gets worse. And at the same time. It's nice when the kids are young enough that you have to take care of them, but once they actually become old enough to take care of themselves, and then you're like, wait, do I want you to take care of yourself? Are you really able to? Because as soon as the kids feel they can, they will. They were like, no, I can do it myself, Dad. I don't need that anymore. And you're like, I'm not sure you can. And it's like, yeah, well, that's where you're old and I'm young and you will die eventually. And I'm like, yeah, that is true. It's in the subtext, Justin. Okay,
Charlie on dadding.
And
what else we got to say about Alfred? What do we got to say about Pennyworth?
At the end of the day.
I love the casting of Esme. I think that actress did an incredible job.
Yes.
The actress playing the actress.
Yes.
I love that scene in the park. People are just staring.
Yeah.
I would have clapped at her.
You're good. I was scared.
I would have clapped and like, she's in a play. I'm not really a piece of crap.
Hey, everyone. Yeah.
Promise.
You assume Pennyworth cares that much about what other people think about it.
Well, I think people knew something was going on when she sat right back down next to him and started talking to him again.
Yeah, it is England.
Don't get involved, love.
What I will say is I love the fact that she is the daughter of a dean and how that being the daughter of the dean is why she is so quote-unquote posh, which is a great line because I've been watching The Boys recently and there's a whole Spice Girls thing in one episode that I just like, yes, posh and spice, and it's great. Moral of the story is Ginger's doing very well for herself. But it's just such a nice thing. But the fact that she is posh, but because her father is a dean, he is like a person in English society, but he's not like a person.
Yeah.
He's like the guy who would be invited to that party, but he was also the kind of guy that would be asked, who would be expected to leave genteelly when the woman comes up from the basement screaming about being captured. Like, oh, goodness me, what an odd situation to find myself in. You know? Now, he may be on the Ink Sock side rather than the Raven Society side, then that's fine. But because he is an academic, and let's face it, socialists tend to be academics.
True.
Yeah. Well, because their finances are based on, the approval of some larger societal mechanism that says, hey, education good. Which arguably it is. But when you come from a place that education good, so here's some money, you kind of think, well, that's a good system. Maybe that should be for everybody. And then you get into what we call our East Coast liberalism, of which I am a member. So,
yes, you do live on the East Coast.
I do live on the East Coast, although Jersey, which arguably is like the armpit of America, and so we sort of like we skirt the line. We're like Michigan, which is the hand to America. Sorry, this hand. or this.
Talk to the Michigan.
Talk to the Michigan. It's like we're from timeout. Sorry,
Jeez.
timeout.
All right, we're talking nonsense here. Anything else we didn't hit on Pennyworth?
I guess we'll just have to go watch episode 2. Phil.
I was going to say, would you gentlemen like to do this again next Sunday night for episode
I would
2?
love to do this.
Yeah,
Same.
yeah.
Same Pennyworth time, same Pennyworth channel.
Yes. I'm going to watch the next 2 episodes pretty much right now because they're awesome. And Welchell's, doing I forget what she calls this show. It's on MeTV where she's like talking to collectors who have like some grand item and they have to sell it. Collector's Call. That's the question. That's the show. Collector's Call. Blair from Facts of Life. I want to say Linda Welchel. Her last name is Welchel. So
Lisa, wasn't it?
Lisa Welchel. That's it. She now has a show on MeTV where she basically meets people who have enormous collections, like you guys, who have who have some great item that is their prize of their collection, and say, "But will you trade it for this other great item that you don't have?" And it's like, oh, the collector says, "Oh, will I trade my Spider-Man #1 for an Amazing Fantasy 14?
14.
15? I don't remember which number it was. Was it? It was 12, right? Because it was only, I think it was, because I think Amazing Fantasy ran for 12 issues, and then they went right into Amazing Spider-Man.
No. The first Spider-Man was Amazing Fantasy 15.
Oh, 15. Well, see, shows what I know.
So, quick question.
I don't know numbers. You know that.
We're talking Pennyworth prequels.
Yes.
Are either of you caught up on Krypton?
Yes,
No.
I'm current on Krypton. Yes.
All I'm gonna say was last episode was that not the best episode of the series?
It was good. I mean, sometimes I get bored with it, but I mean, this season's been pretty good. I mean,
Well, I this season, back to like I said earlier, I was like, first season, they had a show, they had filmed some stuff, but then they decided to change it, and they went back and refilmed some stuff, and I feel like they were getting their footing. But with this season, they knew exactly what they were doing. But man, he finally named his kid correctly,
oh yeah,
and that was it. That's what I've been waiting
Jor-El,
for.
yes. It's the birth of Jor-El, yes. But okay, here's my question:
I was wondering,
how could a time traveling General Zod still be around if his supposed mother was killed?
Well, here's what I've come to realize. If we established this in the first season, Seg and Nissa walked up and just put their thumbs down and it took their
That's
DNA.
what I was thinking. They could clone another one of her. Yeah.
Okay, so technically their DNA is in the
Yeah.
system. So basically, you just have a computer that can just start matching people's DNA
Codex, yeah.
and create children.
Yep.
So if Lyta's DNA is already in there and Seg's DNA is in there, all you have to do is walk up there. But they haven't established their time travel rules well enough here because it's driving me nuts.
Yes.
I thought the same thing, and I'm trying to apply the time travel of like the Flash because it's DC and that's kind of how they've always used it, and it's driving me nuts. But yeah,
I just want the Detroit Tigers to be more of a part of the series. That's all I have to say. They teased us with that in this start, and I don't really feel that it's been fulfilled as much as it should have been. Though I really liked Lobo regrowing himself from the hand that got cut off.
Yes,
I thought that was like the best idea. That it's like I can regrow from any part of me. It's my choice what I regrow from.
I'm just waiting for General Zod, Drew Zod, to have had his scientists work on harnessing yellow solar energy or something. So like if he has a moment, he has like something where he can use yellow solar energy to really take pull it out and like take a one up on everybody else.
I'm still waiting for the Green Lanterns to get involved and said, "You Kryptonians are a menace to society. You stay on your dang red sun planet. You go off this planet. We are gonna smash your butts with extreme prejudice because We got the
think season
Manhunters
3.
here, and the Manhunters don't have emotions.
They just show up in Rogolzars just in season 3 because they want Bendis everywhere now.
I know. I just want
So-
I want the Manhunters to say, guess what? Guess what, Kryptonians, you don't get to play.
But that was it. All right, back to prequel. We got Pennyworth episode 2
Yeah,
next
So
week.
yeah, I was going to say, you at least for the next 2 weeks, do you gentlemen want to do this on Sunday nights then?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's fine with me.
All right, then everyone join us next week.
Same Pennyworth time. Same
Yes.
Pennyworth station.
Everyone
Sorry.
join us next week for Pennyworth episode 2. Email us your thoughts on episode 1, and if you watch it ahead of time, you can send episode 2 and 3 thoughts. capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/capesandlunatics, @capeslunatics on Twitter. Follow Capes and Lunatics on Instagram. Check out Work in Progress, capesandlunatics.org. Follow, subscribe to the Capes and Lunatics YouTube channel. Get the weekly newsletter, which I'm working on now. For this week, capesandlunatics.home.blog for the weekly newsletter. 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES for the voicemail. And of course, where are we at right now? Watch us live on GetVocal, VOKL.com. All right. Tyler, where can people talk Krypton with you besides here?
Besides here, you can find me, which I might have to set something up here, try this out. I don't know. It's always cool to find new ways of doing things. You can find me on Krypton Report, download the podcast anywhere it's available. Find us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, even though I never post anything, 'cause it's just, I don't know, Instagram. But you can find me personally at JTYPatrick on Twitter as well, or Gmails, same thing.
I got you.
And if you'd like to write to me in that old-fashioned email way, the way my mom and my pa once did, or your mom and pa once did, give me a minute, Tristan. It's at Tristan. Where can they write me? Okay, it's at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, at gmail.com. Of course, follow me on Twitter as I live tweet Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Cloak and Dagger and other shows that I can't actually live tweet because I'm recording podcasts at the same time. At Charlie Esser, that's CHARLIESSER. There we go.
You guys are too cute.
Yes, look for the 2 E's in the middle.
For quality.
There we go. That man, he can harmonize. I'm not going to say he can't. He's good. We could be a barbershop duet.
All right, everyone. So at least for the next few weeks, join us back here for Pennyworth, or as we call it, way before the bat.
It's worth your pennies.
Tyler, you should try doing this on here because like people can like jump into the chat room and like ask you questions in like real time and stuff.
They're nice people.
That'd be cool. I gotta play around with it more.
Yeah, it took me a minute to figure it out, but yeah, it is pretty easy to use. Let's get vocal, VOKL.com.
Jokes on them. I already sold my soul to Google in those terms and
I
service.
can't hear you. I can't hear you, Charlie. Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
I can't
There
hear
you
you.
go. So apparently I know my mic's on this side.
Here, Kelvin.
My mic's on this side, not on this
You're
side.
really low, but I can kind of hear you.
They're funny.
Okay, wow. I don't know how any of this works.
But yes, see the origins of Batman. You join us here next.
I want a prequel series on the bat that flies into the window that inspires him. I need to know his story.
He was a bat. He was looking for